With the Voiceover Match Dailicast for today, Thursday, July 11th, I'm Chris Lanning from NeighborhoodStage.com. All this week on Episode 4 of the Voiceover Match Podcast, my guest has been Josh Miles, Chief Creative Officer of Killer Visual Strategies. In today's clip, I asked Josh if there are some things that jump out at him as immediate red flags when listening to an audition.
Mispronouncing the client's name, the company name. Not all of the sample scripts will have the brand name in it. Some do, and I've definitely had some where the talent just didn't do the 2 minutes of research to figure out how to pronounce the name. And there's only been one time where I actually didn't catch that, and I sent it to a client, and the client was pretty upset. So, I know it's got to be a bit of a churn for artists to be, submitting all these demos all day long. I'm sure it wears down, takes a lot of time. But one recommendation is, if you can just put in 1 or 2 extra minutes to just take a look at the brand's webpage, if it's available, if you know who the brand is, and just make sure that you're at least saying their name right.
I found that sometimes you can go to the website and still not be able to find the name that you're looking for. So what I've done in those cases, I've actually gone to their YouTube channel and looked up some videos that they've done. I figure if it mentions the name in the video, it was probably approved and it's probably correct. And so that's a good way to do it.
Exactly. It reminds me of that episode on The Office when Sabre acquires Dunder Mifflin and they write the song, but they're pronouncing it Sabre.
I had a weird one the other day. The company's name, it looked like was the word source, but they had a pronunciation guy with it, said something like Siose or something like that. And I'm looking at that going, wait, is that for real? Or are they just trying to see if I'm paying attention to the script,
Yeah, and it's hard, especially with some of the startups and their wacky spellings of their names. It's like, how did that possibly translate from what you wrote to what you just said?
Yeah, exactly. So are there any other tips or tricks that you have for voice talent that are auditioning for you that you'd like to see to kind of increase the quality of auditions that you're getting?
Yeah, definitely. Establishing that just base level of quality production is definitely key. And I would say 90%, maybe 80% of the submissions we get are well produced. And some of them I think are even overproduced. I don't need you to go through and remove your breaths. I don't need you to balance levels, things like that. Just as long as the audio is clear and you can tell that, it was recorded by a quality setup, that's pretty key. But yeah, I'm not concerned if your audio isn't, processed and touched up. I just want to hear your voice and I want to hear it clearly. As far as what I want to hear when I'm thinking about, the overall, how well this artist is capturing the brand or the story, we always try to give some pretty specific direction for what sort of emotion we're trying to capture, what sort of general sound and mood we're trying to capture. I think sometimes people kind of gloss over that and they default to what might be their standard approach.
Right.
Which again, I think that comes down to a volume question of just the amount of auditions that you're recording for. And it's easy to kind of blast through them if you're just kind of doing the same thing. But yeah, anything you can do to spend a few minutes to get into the right mindset and headspace and kind of rehearse it and then try to capture that sound. I would say at least half of the responses we get are quality produced and are at least heading in the right direction. So that means that almost half of the responses are either lacking in just overall production quality, or you can tell that they didn't really read through what we're trying to capture.
Now, tomorrow on the Voiceover Match Dailicast, we're going to find out if Killer Visual Strategies ever reaches back to talent that they like, even if there is a technical error in their audition. Don't forget, you can listen to the Voiceover Match podcast in its entirety. Head over to voiceovermatch.com to find out all the ways you can listen and subscribe. With your Voiceover Match Dailicast for today, I'm Chris Lanning from NeighborhoodStage.com. Have a great day.